Hey buddy, what's up? It's Monday. So I've recently been thinking about good conversations I've had, and I think that one of the earmarks of having a good conversation with somebody is that the conversation doesn't have to last particularly a long time, but you still think about for a long time. In this case, I'm referencing a conversation I had about 4 or 5 years ago, before I even left the Navy. And I was talking to one of my bosses at the time, who was retiring from the Navy, and he was getting very religious, and he was talking about becoming a preacher. So as you know, I'm agnostic. I don't really believe in anything. I don't have an opinion on the subject. But talking to him, he was very big on make sure his kids learn religion and stuff like that. And when I asked him, like, why is it so important to him? And he kept referencing to them having a moral compass, like his exact words. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, but your kids don't exactly need to be religious to be moral. I mean, like, I consider myself a moral person, and I don't, I'm not religious. And then he said something that kind of has always made me kind of think back to this conversation. He's like, "Well, how can you have a moral compass if you're not if you're not responsible to anyone, or you don't have to answer to anybody for your actions?" And I've actually spent a lot of time thinking about this because I mean, it's true. What's your motivation to have morals if you never have to answer for any of the bad deeds you do? I mean, what keeps a good person continuing to be a good person? But more than that, I think it's more about how you calibrate your moral compass. A good example is, how do you know what's good and bad? I mean, if you are the one deciding it, you're basically relying on things you previously learned and what society tells you in order to know if something's good or bad. And this is one of the things that religions do very well. Whether you're Christian, Jewish, or Muslim, all of them have documents or books that help explain to you exactly what you should or should not do. Or at least if it's not that exact situation, there's enough text written that if you read it, you can find something that probably applies to that situation, that helps guide you and helps keep your bearings very true on that subject. So, in absence of that, it's like, how do you know what's good or what's bad? Now, for me being a pessimist when it comes to religion, I will point out that there's also a lot of hypocrisy involved in religion. I'm like, not everybody involved in religion is a hypocrite. Obviously, most probably aren't, but there's enough that it's very easy to find. But with that said, we're all hypocrites, so I mean, it happens, I guess. But religion does help you stay on. But religion does help you stay on target and keep you going. In absence of religion, you're kind of left up to you and your life experiences and how you feel about stuff, and it can be very difficult to know exactly what you should or should not be doing. Basically, you're left to reference previous life experiences, changes with society. What was good 10 years ago in society might not be good today, and it's up to you and your responsibility to know what those things are and decide whether you want to adhere to them and be a member of society or not. But if you're not going to adhere by the standards of society, then you probably shouldn't be in that society. That's probably not the right place for you. And you take that information together and you do what you think is best. And to be honest, you're going to mess up. You're going to make a lot of mistakes. You're going to make choices for reasons that later on you'll find out weren't the right reasons to make that choice. But it's all good because you learn from it, you forgive yourself, and you move on. Anyway, I love you, I miss you, I'm proud of you, and stay awesome.